Atlanta thrives on whispers, but sometimes whispers roar louder than sirens. The city was still reeling from the last blow-up between Yandy and Rasheeda when another spark ignited. This time, it wasn't loud at first. It started with a caption, just a few words typed under the glow of a phone screen, but Atlanta knows how to read silence, and Atlanta knows how to read shade. Yandy typed it with no emojis, no rant, no exclamation point, just cold precision. Screenshots don't lie. Loyalty doesn't bend. The street's been new. The moment it went live, the city froze. She didn't tag anyone, but she didn't need to. That was a declaration. That was war. People who lived for this kind of spectacle leaned in instantly. Blogs set their notifications. Podcasters scrambled to hit record. Gossip pages fanned the flames, captioning their reposts with side eyes and fire emojis. Even people who usually stayed out of the mess couldn't resist, because everyone in Atlanta understood. When Yandy moves like that, something nuclear is about to drop. And nothing in this city sets fire faster than the word receipts. For weeks, the tension had lingered like a storm cloud. Side eyes at events, subtweets with cryptic emojis, lives that ended with giggles instead of answers. People thought it might fizzle out like so many petty spats before. But now, Yandy was hinting at hard proof, and the streets don't wait for details. They build legends out of crumbs. The first spark was an audio clip that appeared on an anonymous account, grainy and half-muffled. You couldn't see faces, but you could hear laughter, sharp, almost mocking. Fans swore it was Jasmine's laugh, followed by another softer voice that sounded too much like Rasheeda's, saying, "You're the only one who gets it." On its own, the words didn't carry much weight, but in Atlanta, words don't need context. They just need to land at the right moment. The second people tied it to Yandy's caption, the internet declared it confirmation. Suddenly, the story shifted from speculation to betrayal. Fans began making their own verdicts in real time. Some rushed to Yandy's side, insisting this proved she had been warning everyone all along. Others defended Rasheeda, saying the audio could have been doctored, that people were being messy. But once suspicion catches flame in this city, defense doesn't matter. Rasheeda's silence started doing more damage than her enemies ever could. Memes spread like wildfire. Rasheeda's face beside Jasmine's, captions reading, "New besties," and sis traded loyalty for cocktails. Every hour she stayed quiet, people filled in their own storylines. And in Atlanta, silence doesn't protect you. It convicts you. By the weekend, Rasheeda wasn't just being judged. She was being sentenced by every fan page, every blog, every gossip podcaster, with a mic. Meanwhile, Yandy stayed in strategist mode. She didn't scream, she didn't even mention names. Instead, she posted a carousel, her kids in one picture, her team gathered in another, and a caption that cut like a knife. Family never fakes loyalty. Calm, collected, almost saint-like. She didn't have to curse or rant. The beauty of her game was that she let the internet do the dragging for her. Her restraint made Rasheeda look even messier. Bloggers crowned Yandy the composed queen, and hashtags like "loyalty over everything" and "receipts don't lie" swarmed under her post. Even Spice, who was already catching smoke for being the so-called bone carrier, tried to laugh it off. She hopped on live, flashing her usual grin, saying maybe people were blowing things out of proportion. But the comments dragged her instantly. "Girl, you messy. You knew." Spice always playing. Both sides. Every blink, every smirk became ammunition. Her name was stamped with instigator, and the streets wouldn't let her escape. Then came the screenshots. A blurry image of a group chat leaked, showing 3 names at the top: Jasmine, Rasheeda, and one blurred contact. The text showed Jasmine allegedly typing, "Sis, people so pressed over our trip. Let them talk." Another message, supposedly from Rasheeda, read, "Yeah, they always looking for drama. Just keep it low." Authentic or not, it detonated. Blogs ran with headlines like, "Secret group chat exposes Rasheeda and Jasmine," while fans screamed that Yandy had been right all along. Kirk tried to slide in damage control with a vague caption, under his workout photo. "Don't believe everything you hear. Energy don't lie." But instead of saving Rasheeda, he buried her deeper. Comments flooded his post with clown emojis, dragging his past scandals, reminding him of the baby scandal and his cheating history. Sir, you are the last person to preach loyalty. His interference backfired spectacularly, painting Rasheeda as even weaker because the man who betrayed her publicly was now her loudest defender. And Yandy? She knew when to twist the knife. She didn't mention him, but she didn't need to. She dropped another caption. Screenshots don't make themselves. Silence speaks louder than words. That line alone went viral. People screenshotted it, reposted it, and dissected it until the internet declared that the verdict had already been written. Fans dug through old Love and Hip Hop episodes like detectives, pulling up clips of Rasheeda giving side eyes near Jasmine, threading together years of history to fit the betrayal narrative. One viral tweet read, "Yandy been warning us, we just didn't listen." Another, "Rasheeda's loyalty card declined. Sis is overdrafted." Each post tightened the noose on her reputation. By Saturday, Rasheeda finally broke her silence. With a family photo captioned, "I stand on family. I stand on truth. I don't stand on drama." But instead of defending her, the comments dragged her worse. Then why your name in the chat, sis? Truth don't hide. Receipts do. Don't post your kids when you messy. What she thought would be a shield turned into gasoline on the fire, and Jasmine's silence made her even more dangerous. The longer she stayed quiet, the more people speculated. Anonymous accounts claimed they saw her and Rasheeda at lounges. Blurry photos circulated of women who looked like them, arm in arm. Every thread ended with the same question. When Jasmine speaks, what's she going to say? The cliffhanger gripped the city. Bloggers sharpened their knives. Fans stayed glued to their screens. Because everyone knew this wasn't over. Yandy had promised receipts, and so far, she'd only fed the streets crumbs. The blurry screenshot refused to die. It wasn't just a leak anymore, it was a monster that fed on attention. Every blog reposted it, every gossip page circled words in red, and even neutral podcasters picked sides. Some fans swore they recognized Rasheeda's exact texting tone, the way she shortened words, the rhythm of her replies. Others screamed it had to be fake. But in Atlanta, proof doesn't matter. Once the streets believe something, it becomes truth. And the truth now was that Rasheeda had been caught. Through it all, Yandy never broke character. Another calm post slid onto her page. Family photos, kids smiling, her team in a meeting. The caption, "Screenshots don't make themselves, people expose themselves." It was sharp, surgical, and the timing was deadly. Every time the fire started to fade, she threw one spark, and the city burned all over again. Meanwhile, Rasheeda was cracking. Her silence was poison. Every day she stayed quiet, fans judged her guilt. Every post she made, people tore apart as distraction. When she finally dropped a caption about choosing peace, it only backfired. Comments ripped her apart. Not you running to family pics after dragging your friend. Peace? After those texts? Sis, please. Her attempt at softness became gasoline on the fire. Then came the second voice note, the one that broke the internet. This time the voices were clear, no muffling, no static. Jasmine's voice purred. "Sis, just keep it low. They gonna believe what they want anyway." And then the line that destroyed Rasheeda. "Yeah, you right. I'm tired of pretending for cameras." Pretending. For cameras. That one phrase detonated across timelines. Now it wasn't just betrayal, it was fakery, manipulation, proof that their whole friendship with Yandy had been a staged act. Fans went wild. "So you faked loyalty this whole time?" The storyline was a scam from the start. The betrayal had become deception, and deception hits deeper. Kirk tried to be her shield. He posted, "Energy don't lie, people do." But his words dragged them both into a pit. Fans mocked him instantly. "Sir, not you talking energy after cheating with a baby on camera." Every comment reopened his old wounds, and instead of saving Rasheeda, he reminded everyone of her humiliations. His defense turned her into a joke. Yandy, meanwhile, stayed untouchable. She didn't rant, didn't scream. Another caption slid onto her page. Loyalty is free. Some people just can't afford it. That line went viral overnight. It became a meme, a TikTok audio, even reposted by people outside of reality TV. Yandy wasn't just winning the feud. She was building her brand as the face of composure. And then, the moment Atlanta had been waiting for. The finale. No more blurred screenshots. No more teasers. Yandy posted a calm carousel again. Photo 1 of her kids, photo 2 of her business team, and photo 3, the group chat in full. Clear, unblurred, undeniable. The words were knives. Jasmine. Sis, people pressed about us. Let them choke. Rasheeda. Girl, Yandy always playing victim. That's why I stopped rocking with her. It's all for cameras. Jasmine again. She fake loyal. I don't know how people don't see it. That was the kill shot. There were no excuses left. No blurry filters to hide behind. It was betrayal in black and white, stamped with timestamps that lined up with the night of the Spice concert. Atlanta exploded. First Rasheeda exposed, her Jasmine mess, her Yandy receipts, all trended in minutes. Rasheeda scrambled. She claimed the screenshots were taken out of context, that it wasn't what it looked like, but the streets mocked her. Context, sis? You literally said she fake loyal. There's no spin for that. Every word she typed made her look worse. Then came the alleged email leak, brands pulling back from her boutique due to negative image. Real or not, the rumor hit, like a hammer. Her boutique's Instagram drowned in clown emojis, and years of rebranding collapsed overnight. Jasmine made things worse with her smugness. She went live sipping from her cup, smirking as fans flooded her comments. Y'all, so pressed. If I want to chill with Rasheeda, that's my business. But her tone, her smirk, her dragged-out laugh turned her into the villain. Memes crowned her professional homewrecker turned bestie. Instead of protecting Rasheeda, she buried her deeper. Kirk couldn't stay quiet either. Strong women don't need the world's approval, he wrote. But instead of inspiring, it reignited his past scandals. Fans spammed his page. Not you talking strong women when you broke your wife on national TV. Every word tied him and Rasheeda together as the city's biggest joke. Even Spice couldn't escape. Her old smirks, her cryptic confessionals, her sly interview comments resurfaced. Fans spammed her with bone emojis, calling her the real bone carrier. She tried to stay bubbly, but the internet had chosen her role. She wasn't neutral anymore. She was part of the mess, and through all the chaos, Yandy stood above it. Calm. Composed. Her captions hit like sermons. Her video sealed it. Sometimes the people you break bread with will break your back, but the truth, it always comes out. That clip spread beyond love and hip-hop, reposted as motivation quotes, TikTok, sounds, and viral memes. Yandy had turned a feud into a cultural win. The verdict was nearly written. Yandy was untouched. Rasheeda was crumbling. Jasmine wore the villain crown. Spice couldn't shake the bone carrier tag. And Atlanta had renamed it forever, the Loyalty War. The Loyalty War had scorched through every corner of Atlanta, but Yandy wasn't finished. Just when fans thought they had seen it all, she dropped the final dagger. A new set of screenshots appeared, clear, time-stamped, and vicious. This time it wasn't just about her. It was Rasheeda and Jasmine in full pettiness mode, dragging Spice behind her back. Spice messy, always pretending she neutral. One line read. Another message laughed about how Spice stay acting like she above it, but she lived for the drama. That leak flipped the entire conversation. It wasn't just betrayal of Yandy anymore. It was open season on everybody. The streets exploded. Blogs titled it, "The Loyalty War Has No Survivors." Fans screamed, "Not y'all dragging Spice too." Hashtags shifted instantly. Spice exposed, messy Jasmine, Rasheeda down. The war that started as whispers over a BBL shade had now pulled everyone into the mud. Spice, who had spent weeks trying to laugh it off, couldn't dodge anymore. Her live streams filled with bone emojis. Old clips of her sly smirks in interviews became proof she always knew. She tried to insist she wanted peace, but peace doesn't trend in Atlanta. The fans crowned her the eternal bone carrier, the woman who thrived off stirring chaos and then pretending innocence. Rasheeda, meanwhile, was in freefall. Her boutique's page was drowning in clown emojis. Alleged emails leaked claiming brands were pulling out of partnerships because of image concerns. Years of rebranding, of clawing her way back from past humiliation, were gone in a matter of days. And the worst part, her marriage became her downfall all over again. Every time Kirk spoke, fans dragged up the baby scandal, the years of televised betrayal. Sir, you broke your wife on TV, don't talk about loyalty now. Instead of protecting her, his words made her look weaker. Together, they were mocked as a broken team clinging to excuses. Jasmine leaned into her villain era. She posted selfies with captions like "Unbothered Queen" and "Y'all stay pressed." But her smirk became her curse. Fans turned her into a punchline. Memes called her Atlanta's professional villain, a side character who thrived on mess but never actually won. The more she laughed at the chaos, the more the audience labeled her pathetic. Instead of being feared, she became the internet's joke. And then there was Yandy, the one who never screamed, never folded, never looked pressed. Every move she made was calculated. She didn't need to throw a tantrum. She let the truth and the streets do the work for her. Her final video sealed the war in history. Calm voice, steady gaze. Sometimes the people you break bread with will turn around and break your back. But the thing about truth, it always shows itself. Loyalty is priceless, and once it's gone forever. That clip spread beyond the love and hip-hop world. It hit Instagram pages outside the culture. It turned into TikTok audios with thousands of lip syncs. Blogs used it as their headline quote. Even people who had never watched a single episode of the show reposted it as life advice. Yandy had managed to turn a messy feud into a cultural lesson, a branding moment, and a career-defining win. The verdict was written in bold. Yandy stood tall, the strategist, the composed one, the winner of the loyalty war. Rasheeda lost more than a friend. She lost her credibility, her image, and the respect of the city she'd spent years trying to win over. Jasmine cemented herself as Atlanta's messy villain, her name now shorthand for betrayal. Spice couldn't shake the bone carrier label no matter how many times she smiled. And Kirk? He dragged himself down right beside his wife, his attempts at defense reopening wounds that never healed. Atlanta would never forget it. What began as whispers and shade turned into one of the most brutal public meltdowns reality TV had ever birthed. The receipts weren't just gossip, they were weapons. And when the smoke cleared, there was only one survivor. The streets crowned her. Yandy won.